right? At that point, if they just say pick up the book, how would I know which of the books to pick? So that way I get to introduce sensors, right? So there's oh yeah, hello. My name is Giwa Jossy, and I'm a STEM educator. So I teach kids how to build fun games and also build and program robots, right? And I have been doing this actively for 4 years across Lagos schools and homes, right? So in this video, I'll be talking about one of my favorite concepts to teach, right? So and it's my favorite because one, I get to be very practical about it, and the kids get involved a lot. And two, it has a way of fine tuning the child's critical thinking skills. Because to understand the concept, you need to it's basically students figuring out the best possible way to achieve a task, right? So it's called algorithm, right? I'll show you in a moment well how I go about it with the kids, right? I strategically place. Okay, well, for this exercise, I placed a book there, my journal. My journal is somewhere there. Don't worry. In a moment, I'll change the view for you to see. So typically in a classroom, for instance, I'll place a school bag somewhere in a corner, right? Then I would place some obstacles along the way. Then I would serve as the robot, right? And now their goal is to command me to get to the goal. That's to get the bag, right? To get the bag, to pick up the bag while avoiding the obstacle. Okay, so of course, like telling three students to do that, they will definitely not go the same route, right? I'll do a short exercise here. So give me a moment. I'm alone at home, so there's no one to. Oh boy. You cannot see this. Yeah, the goal here is to pick up this journal, right? This journal while avoiding these obstacles. Now, this is the starting point, right? And keep in mind, I only understand commands, so the students can only say, "Oh, um, move forward 2 steps, move to the right, move 90 degrees to the right or 180 degrees, turn 180 degrees, and that." Okay, and keep in mind the goal is to pick up that journal, the black journal there. Right, so this is the starting point. So I just call a student. Now, anyone want to give me the first command? Um, so for instance, give me. Okay, so in a case, I'll just say, "Oh, move forward 2 steps, 1, 2." Right. So I've taken 2 steps. So usually in the class, like at this point, um, there's always noise in the class. So the student, like, cause they want to give the next command. They want to tell me what to do next. Maybe turn 90 degrees to the left, right? Or some will even insist I take one more step before actually turning, right? So so yes, that happens. That happens a lot. Okay, so let's say take 2 steps forward, 1, 2. Now turn 90 degrees to the left, yeah, because there's an obstacle here. This obstacle. So turn 90 degrees to the left. Now I'm here. Now keep in mind the goal is to pick up that book, right? So a random student can just say, "Oh, move forward 2 steps again. 1, 2. I'm here." Okay. Now what do I do? The student just says, "Oh, turn 90 degrees to the right." then I do this. So basically, they are commanding me. So it's always so interactive. They want to talk. They want to tell me what to do next. They want to tell me what to do. Right. So I think I have one more obstacle to go past. Right. So say now I'm here. You tell me, for instance, a student tells me take 2 steps forward. 1, 2. Now I'm here. There's an obstacle here. There's another obstacle here. Now I can go to my right or to my left, right? So the student will just say at this point, turn 90 degrees to the left. Now I'm here. I turn 90 degrees to my left. Now the student says, move forward 1 step, right? So and yeah, and there's something I do in this case. Now now I'm here, and I know obviously I can only take 1 step. Like it only makes sense for me to take 1 step here. But something I do just for laughs in the class, I just if somehow a student says move or take 2 steps forward or 3 steps forward, and I know it's actually impossible, but because just for the moment I'm a robot, so I don't understand what they're saying. I'm basically following their command. So if I crash, I crash, right? So in a case where at this point a student says move forward 3 steps, I just do this. 1, and I climb on the table to take the 2nd step, then I go take the 3rd step. Then there's this like laughter in the class, and it's just always fun. So that way they understand that, oh okay, there is, I mean, that was wrong. That was a wrong command. If you do that normally on a large scale, your code, the program fails, right? So now back to this point. Now everyone is taking correction. They understand what to do now. So they say, move forward 1 step. Now I'm here. Now it makes sense to just say, turn 90 degrees to the right. Right, I'm here. Now move forward 2 steps. And if, like just like the example I made here, if for instance a student says move forward 5 steps at this point, move forward 5 steps, I'll do this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. Again, there's a laughter and that. So that keeps them engaged. Now they are eager to see what I do next. Okay, so now at this point I'm here, right? So I say move forward 1 step. Or student says move forward 2 steps. Yeah, 1, 2. Then at this point turn left 90 degrees. I'm here. So I can easily just say pick up the book, right? So at this point I can like go ahead to explain. Okay, yeah. Just for the first exercise, I could just pick up the book, right? So to take it further, an advanced version is just to place like 4 different books there, but the goal is to pick up one of them, say the black one. So if at that point, if they just say, oh, pick up the book, right? At that point, if they just say pick up the book, how would I know which of the books to pick? So that way I get to introduce sensors, right? So there's color sensor on the robot that actually helps the robot detect colors, right? So it's always fun. I really enjoy teaching these things. So that way, and meanwhile, like the general definition of an algorithm is, yeah, an algorithm is basically a step-by-step instruction you give to your robots to achieve a task, right? Like basically, but instead of telling them that, I just do this exercise. So when I'm done, and I ask them that, okay guys, what's an algorithm? Like we've just done a practical on algorithm. So what do you think an algorithm is? So it really makes me feel good when I see them coming up with definitions of algorithm in their own words. So yeah, so I hope this is hope this makes sense. This video wasn't supposed to be this long. Yeah, so thank you, and yeah, this is my entry for the uLesson application. So I'm hopeful, and I can't wait to contribute. to uLesson's vision of making education, of giving kids a fun learning experience. All right, thank you. Bye bye. I mean, if you're at this point, if you got to this point, man, this makes sense. Thank you. Bye bye.